Hi, my name is Robin Wong. I'm a photographer based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. In this video, I want to talk about the 5 common mistakes that a lot of people do when it comes to street photography. Let's do this! Over the past many years of me doing street photography, I've observed some common mistakes that a lot of people do, and this also includes myself. I did make some of these mistakes as well. After all, I'm only human, and only through making those mistakes I can learn from them and be a better street photographer. I've compiled a short list of these common mistakes, and hopefully some of you will learn something from this list. But before we talk about these common mistakes, let's take a look at some of my favorite street photographs I've taken over the years. Mistake number 1, carrying too much gear. Less is more when it comes to street photography, and you don't have to carry your entire collection of cameras and lenses for a street photography outing. There was this real incident. I brought a friend to a wet market to do some street shooting, and I asked him specifically to carry a small camera and a small lens because it is in such a tight space, it's very difficult to move around. There's so many people in the market and you are actually pushing shoulder to shoulder. It's just really, really difficult. So, you know what? He went overboard. He brought a large backpack with 2 large DSLR cameras with a 70 to 200 f2.8 lens, a 24-70 f2.8 lens, a large 16-35 f2.8 lens, a fisheye lens, and a macro lens, and God knows what else he had in the backpack, like a flash, whatever. Not only is that backpack so heavy and so large, it made him so difficult to move around. That much gear was actually slowing him down, it's weighing him down. He's less effective and the way he shoots is just not efficient. And he wants to change lens so many times, he has to find a spot to settle down the backpack, open up the zip, put down the camera and lens, then take out the lens. You know what happens. And it's just so many steps, so cumbersome. It actually works against him. I know, having options is not necessarily a bad thing, but having too many options can be crippling. It can work against you. So for me, if you want to do street photography, try to keep it as simple as possible. Just bring 1 camera and 1 lens. Don't think about too many options. You cannot shoot everything. Instead of trying to do as much as possible, instead of trying to do everything, just do what you can with the lens and the camera that you have. Focus on what you have at hand and try to maximize the potential of shots that you can capture with your combination that you already are using. Stop worrying about what ifs. What if I have that lens? What if I use this camera? What if I use that? What if I carry along this particular accessory? No. All these options are just going to work against you. You're going to be less efficient. Street photography is not about trying to do as much as possible. Stay focused and find the right moment, then you'll be a better photographer. Mistake number 2, overthinking. Street photography is supposed to be fun. When I'm out there doing my street photography, I want to enjoy myself. I want to enjoy every single process of me getting the shot. But I observe that a lot of people are stressing over a lot of the small details and are trying to do too much. They're trying to get the best possible composition, trying to get the best lighting, the best camera settings, trying to pick the best subject. They don't consider all these 100 things together, but when it comes to the moment where you need to click the shutter button you actually miss the critical moment. Now here's the thing, street photography is rarely about perfection. It's not about capturing the perfect shot. Your shots may not be technically perfect. It may miss certain things here and there. The composition may not be the best or the lighting may not be the best, but if it tells a compelling story, if it evokes a strong emotion, if it has a strong idea, if you can manage to capture the right moment, it is still a strong street photograph. So try not to do too many things. Try not to overthink. Try to keep things as simple as possible. Focus on 1 to 2 things that you can manage and really try to nail the shot. Mistake number 3. Easily getting frustrated when missing a shot. Here's the thing, you cannot capture everything. We are humans, we tend to make mistakes, and we will miss certain shots, and that's perfectly okay. And it is actually a mistake by itself to try to shoot everything. Now, what really matters is how we deal with our emotions. How do we react when we miss a very critical shot? A lot of people will react negatively, and to be entirely honest, I'm also guilty of this. So when you miss a shot, you go, oh, crap, you know, it's like, and you let that negative emotion affect you, and it will continue to have negative consequences for the rest of this shooting session, and that shouldn't be the case. The challenge is to stay positive, because even if you miss one shot, there are so many opportunities out there waiting. You just have to have the right mind, stay optimistic, and prepare for the next shot, and try not to repeat the same mistake, and hey, go out and shoot more, right? Get those photos, those moments, right? They're all out there. So here's the thing, try not to let these mistakes get into our head. We will make mistakes, and that's perfectly okay. Mistake number 4, not shooting enough. And perhaps this is the biggest mistake that anyone can commit when they do street photography. I understand a lot of people do street photography just for fun. It is a hobby. And most people will have a day job, so Mondays to Fridays, they are out there doing their jobs. And of course, after a job, they have families to come home to. And weekends, even both Saturdays and Sundays, maybe one day will be spent with family. So that leaves you with maybe half a day to do street photography. So maybe you just spend 2 hours on a Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon with your friends in a photography club just to do street photography. But here's the thing, street photography or any form of photography is like sports. If you want to get better at any discipline, sports, arts, photography, you need to put in the time. It's like swimming or tennis or track and field or basketball. The more you practice, the better you are in the game, right? If you are an athlete, if you want to play competitions, you have to train every day. Maybe you train 4 or 5 hours a day. If you are a professional swimmer, maybe in the morning by 5 o'clock, you're already in the water, getting your first swim. If you are a tennis player, you might be spending like 5 hours a day training on the court. Same with football, right? So if that's true, the more hours you practice will make you a better athlete or in the sports that you do. Photography is exactly the same. You just need to put in the effort, you need to put in the hours, you need to put in the practice to get better, to improve. You just have to shoot more. A lot of times people don't realize that they are not good enough, and the only reason why they're not good enough is because they have not shot enough. Like, who was the one who said that the first 10,000 photographs that you shoot will be crap, right? And that, I think, it's not just 10,000, I think it's maybe 500,000 photographs. The first, maybe even 1 million photographs that you shoot will be crap. You just have to shoot more more and more and more, because not only will you improve your skills as a photographer, especially for street photography, you need to allow yourself more chance to be out there at the right place at the right time to capture that moment. And those moments don't happen all the time. I will be out there the entire morning and maybe just get one shot or two good shots and maybe no shots at all. But if I go out every single day, if I allow myself more chances to get the shots, then maybe in the span of 5 months or 6 months, I'll get 10, 20 solid shots. And just to think that if you just go out just 1 to 2 hours a week, you'll be able to get a good photograph, or you'll be able to create a series of masterpieces for exhibitions or win a National Geographic competition. That's not going to happen. You need to shoot more. The insects, I think the cicadas, are screaming in the background, so I apologize for the very distracting audio. But hey, the shoot goes on because I don't have much time these days to make videos, and I do want to share these tips and tricks. So, the last mistake commonly made by street photographers, mistake number 5. Technical obsession. Here's the thing, a lot of people care too much about the perfect camera settings. They want the right shutter speed, the optimal ISO, the best aperture for sharpness. They want to squeeze as much dynamic range as possible out of the camera. And if there's any presence of grain or high ISO noise, they'll cringe. They'll immediately say that, oh, this is a bad photograph. And you know, they cannot have like highlight clipping, or if they want the tonality of the photos, the color, to have the film simulation effect. So they spend so much time tweaking these camera settings, hopefully to get the best possible setting before they click the shutter button. And they'll go through all these hidden menu items in the camera for the best possible autofocus settings, and hopefully they'll enhance the shot that they're taking. But the truth is, the best street photographs almost have nothing to do with technical perfection. You may have the sharpest photograph. Your photograph may be clean of any high ISO noise. You may not have highlight clipping. You have the best dynamic range possible. You have the best colors, the best film simulation effect. But your photographs will still be a bad photograph without a compelling story, without a strong emotion that is invoking, or an idea that is trying to share. The photograph's content, the moment, the drama, those are the things that matter more in street photographs. Yes, the photograph may be slightly out of focus, the photograph may have some high ISO noise, the photograph may not be perfectly leveled, the photograph may have some shake, motion blur. As long as the content is strong, as long as the story is powerful and there's emotion that is conveying, it is still a powerful street photograph. So stop obsessing about getting the best possible settings. There's no such thing as best possible settings. You just have to go out, shoot more, open your eyes, open your heart, and find those photographs. They are out there for you to capture. Instead of worrying about making the right settings or getting the wrong settings or whatever, those things rarely matter. That's all to share about the 5 common mistakes that a lot of people do when it comes to street photography. Have you made some of these mistakes yourself? I myself have been guilty of all these mistakes at some point of my photography life, but hey, I learned, and of course, I continue to strive to improve and hopefully won't repeat any of these mistakes. Or you have any more tips to share? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. I hope you found this sharing useful. If you do, and if you've enjoyed looking at my photographs, please consider buying me a cup of coffee, or you can contribute directly to my PayPal, or you can join as a member on this channel. Any contribution and support will go a long way. It will definitely help me to continue making more content. Until the next one, please go out and take more photographs. Bye-bye.